The theater is already full, every seat taken, the lights dimmed just enough to keep the audience alert but not yet electrified. On the stage of America's Got Talent, a Filipino teenager walks out alone, his footsteps slightly hesitant as they echo across the polished floor. He looks younger than most of the contestants who have stood there before him, shoulders a bit tense, hands clasped together as if grounding himself. From the audience, the reaction is polite but restrained, soft applause, curious glances, a few whispers traveling from row to row. People are trying to place him. He doesn't fit the mold of a flashy performer or a confident showman. He looks like someone who might still be figuring himself out. At the judges' table, expressions are neutral. They've seen thousands of hopefuls, many of them talented, many more forgettable. One judge tilts their head slightly, studying him, while another offers an encouraging smile that feels routine rather than expectant. The cameras linger on his face, catching the flicker of nerves in his eyes. He introduces himself softly, his accent gentle, his voice almost swallowed by the vastness of the room. When asked about his song choice, he answers simply. There's no dramatic backstory delivered with tears or grand gestures, just honesty. The audience listens, but no one leans forward yet. This feels like one of those auditions that could quietly pass by, appreciated but not unforgettable. The band gets ready. A judge nods for the performance to begin. In that moment before the music starts, the air feels light, casual, unconcerned. No one expects history. No one expects silence. Then the first notes begin, familiar and unmistakable, carrying the unmistakable rhythm of a classic era. The teenager takes a breath, closes his eyes for a fraction of a second, and opens his mouth. What comes out does not belong to a shy boy standing under bright lights, it belongs to a legend. The sound is rich, controlled, and uncannily reminiscent of Elvis Presley. The shift in the room is immediate and almost physical. Conversations stop mid-whisper. Someone in the audience inhales sharply, audible in the sudden quiet. The judges' faces change in real time, polite interest snaps into wide-eyed disbelief. One judge's hand freezes halfway to their chin. Another leans forward, elbows on the table, as if pulled closer by the voice alone. The teen doesn't just sing the notes, he inhabits them. His phrasing mirrors the king's iconic style, but there's something personal woven into it, a sincerity that keeps it from feeling like imitation. The band follows him carefully, aware that something rare is unfolding. As he continues, the silence deepens. This is not the uncomfortable silence of boredom, but the reverent stillness of an audience afraid to breathe and break the spell. The camera pans across the crowd, mouths slightly open, eyes fixed on the stage, phones forgotten in laps. Even those who know the song by heart seem to hear it anew. The teenager's confidence grows with each line. His shoulders relax, his stance steadies. It's as if the voice itself is guiding him, reminding him that he belongs right there. The judges exchange glances now, the kind that say, "Are you hearing this too?" One of them shakes their head slowly, smiling in disbelief. This is the moment when doubt evaporates completely, replaced by awe. The song builds, and with it, the tension in the room. Every note lands cleanly, every pause is intentional. By the time he reaches the final stretch, the silence is absolute, heavy with anticipation. The last note rings out, strong and sustained, hanging in the air long enough to make time feel stretched. The teenager holds his pose for a heartbeat, then lets his shoulders drop as the music fades. For half a second, just half, a stunned quiet remains. It's the kind of pause that happens when a crowd collectively processes that it has just witnessed something extraordinary. Then the eruption comes. Applause crashes through the theater like a wave, loud and unrestrained. People leap to their feet almost instinctively, clapping, cheering, shouting his name though many only learned it moments ago. The judges stand as well, some laughing in disbelief, others applauding above their heads. One slams the desk, not in criticism but in sheer astonishment. The teenager's eyes widen as he looks out at the standing ovation, his hands flying to his mouth for a moment as if to confirm this is real. A smile spreads across his face, part joy, part relief, part shock. This is the instant he understands that his life has shifted, that this performance will follow him far beyond this stage. When the judges speak, their praise comes fast and overlapping. They talk about tone, control, authenticity, about how rare it is to capture the spirit of an icon without losing yourself in the process. The audience continues to cheer between comments, unwilling to let the energy drop. The teen nods, thanks them softly, his voice once again humble now that the song is over. Yet something has changed in his posture. He stands taller. He has tasted belief, from strangers, from legends in their own right, from millions watching at home. As the camera pulls back and the applause continues, the moment solidifies into memory, the quiet before the song, the silence during it, and the thunderous response after. It's the kind of audition people will replay, share, and talk about for years, not just because he sounded like Elvis, but because he reminded everyone how powerful a single voice can be when it dares to rise.